So today I am going to be doing my Scorpio tutorial. I haven't recorded a video in a very long time. More like 2 months-ish. I think my last video came out like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I'll get to that later in the video. Yeah, so for Scorpio, your birthday will have to be between October 23rd and November 21st. So on the day that I'm recording it, it is the 12th. So I know I waited a little longer. So the colors I have to use are violet, burnt orange, pomegranate, and black. And so I'm using a lot of palettes, and I have some alternatives in case you don't have these palettes or you can't afford these palettes. I just have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. So, yeah, I'm just going to get into it. I've been squeezing the sponge this whole time, because anxiety, you know, squeeze. Anyway, so I can put my little book away. I used to have notes for when I would do, list all my items down below in the description box. I don't do that anymore. My laptop still isn't working, and I haven't had time to get it fixed. So, and I have a new little thing right here. It's a little turntable thing because I was running out of room on my makeup table, surprisingly. Anyway, so for primer, I am going to be using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It's the one that's supposed to be a dupe for the Tacho primer. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. I feel like I took way too much. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it's gimmicky in a way, cause it does fill in my pores. I give it that. I've never tested the Tatcha one. I'm gonna need more. I got a big old face. So, I don't know. I mean, it's okay. It's just kind of like a weird, like, it feels like it's silicone. And then once you put it on your face, it kind of like melts. It's like a butter, like a primer butter, if that makes sense. I mean, it feels good. It's just like kind of, I guess it takes a while to get used to. I guess. Yeah, by the way, I have a bigger face now. I shaved my sideburns. That was a Halloween mistake. I will see if I put pictures in for, in editing, just see what I did. I used liquid latex and cotton balls and made all this cool stuff, and it got in my hair. Long story short, it got in my hair, and latex and hair don't mix, so. Alright, now I'm done with that. Okay, so for this video, I am going to color correct because I am using darker colors. And so when you do use darker colors, it does bring out all your blemishes. So I'm using this e.l.f. color correcting stick for dark circles, light skin tone. Found this at Target for like $2, $5, something like that. And I do have really bad dark circles because work. My problem here. And I'm just gonna use my finger. I don't need any special sponges for this. I used to think like I would need a sponge, but I don't. Now I'm taking the green. This is LA Girl Pro Concealer Colored Grip thing. This is in green. It is pretty windy outside, so you might hear the wind. Come on, gimme. And I'm just gonna put like that much. And just dab it. I mean, I could have used this for Halloween. I got like a whole bunch of cream paints and stuff thinking I was gonna need it. Well, I did end up using some of it for like cream contour and stuff like that, but you know, it's Halloween. Every day's Halloween to me, so okay. Now, just as a safety net, I am going to pat this lightly with powder because I don't want it mixing with my foundation. And I'm just taking whatever's on this powder puff. This is my Coty Airspun. Okay. It's my Coty Airspun with Maybelline Fit Me. And then like a tiny bit of the Anastasia Beverly Hills translucent powder. I had to kind of condense all of my makeup because I was running out of room. And so I sacrificed my Fit Me powder because I was almost out of it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to kind of brush this because I think I added a little bit too much powder. And if you don't know the Coty Airspun powder, it smells like your grandmother's perfume. It smells like strong. Anyway, so for foundation, I'm only doing one foundation and one concealer. I know, surprising. It's natural. I just find that my makeup works a little bit better that way unless I'm going super glam, which I'm not trying to for this one. So for foundation, I am using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1. I am in 00A Porcelain, basically white. Yeah. And it's pretty thick. I mean, like, it's a good foundation, you know. I haven't used it in a while. I've been wearing makeup off camera. I've been wearing makeup off camera. I've just been so tired from work, trying to get extra hours and stuff, and so I just really haven't had the time. It's almost Christmas, or almost Thanksgiving. It'll be Christmas soon. It just, like, Halloween felt like it was yesterday. Probably because I didn't have any makeup on, but point being, like, time is going by so fast. Ugh. When you are working with darker eyeshadows and darker eye looks, it's better not to cake on makeup because when you use darker what was my train of thought? Oh, if you use darker colors, it does bring out like dark circles. So if you use a lot of grays and purples and you have purple undertone under eyes, as far as your bags go, then it will accentuate the purples. And it's the same thing if you got blue toned under eye circles and stuff. So I'm just kind of keeping it simple today. And besides, I'm not going to have it on that long. I mean, it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just have a couple errands to go to. Okay? And that looks really good. Now that I get a chance to look at this, I do kind of like this primer. I think it did help. You just have to use a lot more of it than the Tatcha one. Okay. For concealer, I'm using the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I'm using a lot of e.l.f. today. I think this is the last e.l.f. product. I'm using, I think. This is in the shade Fair Rose, so it's got more of a pinky undertone, which helps me a little bit. Oh, I do have a little friend right here. He decided to say hello. His name's Jack. He showed up on me today, and I was like, oh, hello. I am adding just a little bit of concealer as she loads it up on her whole face. But this is light for me. This is like, one concealer is natural for me. So, and I keep looking in the actual like screen, not in the little camera hole right here, because I noticed in my last couple videos I seem to be off. I don't know if it shows up on YouTube, but I know when I look back at it, just go back in. Really? Sorry. I noticed that when I look back in my videos, I'm off, so I don't know if it shows up on YouTube. I'm hoping not. But I might. I need to spray this more with some. This is my Morphe sponge. I'm gonna have to get a new one soon. I keep having like these. They're like mysterious black spots. I don't know if it's mold. I don't know what it is. I cleaned all of my sponges, all of my brushes, because Halloween totally wrecked my whole collection of brushes. I used like all of my brushes when I did those looks. And so I had to go through and clean all of them. Trust me, it took me 2.5 hours. Or actually, no, I take that back. It took me about 2 hours, I would say. Oh, this makes my face look good. I just have to dabble off them a little bit. Set this a little more. Okay. I just have to get new sponges soon. So, for me, well, my dark circles are really bad and it's showing up on camera. You can see where I have my bags here. So when I look up, you don't see them, but when I look down, you see them. It's all getting ready to change. Gonna use the other side. Okay, well, whether I like it or not, my eyes are gonna be like that. Okay. Now that I have everything somewhat organized, I'm going to be using my Jeffree Star translucent powder to set under my eyes. This is just so my concealer doesn't crease, even though it's already creasing a little bit. This smells... I haven't used this in like months. It smells so good. And I'm going to take it on this side of my sponge and tap off the excess. I kind of just put it in the lid and then just dip it in. But I tap off the excess because if not, it'll cake into your fine line. And you don't want that. That's not good. This is actually a really nice powder. I really like this powder. I just never find the looks to use it because it's such a highlighting powder. Which in this case would actually help me a lot. But it also has a downside. If you're not careful with it, it will cake up in your fine lines. So, I mean, it's like a 50-50. But, I mean, I still really like it. And I am adding a lot under my eyes because I wanted to catch all that fallout, especially with darker colors. And you use darker colors, it gets everywhere. Everywhere. The places you don't think it'll get to, it'll get to. So, I just try to have a safety net. And I cut out my cheekbones now. Because now that I have all the space from where I shave my sideburns, it's just been kind of like, I don't know, it makes my face look more round than what it was before, obviously, because it doesn't have the thing. I don't know. I'm just rambling on. Okay, I'm just gonna put all this. Smells good though. That smells so good. Okay. What face powder do I want to use? Because I use a highlight powder and then I use a face powder. And I have a lot of face powders. So, actually, you know what? I haven't used this one in a while. It's been a minute. So I'm going to be using my Fenty Beauty loose setting powder. This is in butter. So, this will be my face powder. This is pretty. I like this. And it smells good. That's what I like most about it. It smells good. This morning I mixed all of my powders together and got some stuff together. And oh my goodness, I made a mess. And this is just going on all the places that I didn't set with powder. I'm adding a lot of powder. I know. It's a lot. Not like it matters, but I still want to look somewhat good. Okay, so I actually put too much of that in. So, or poured too much of the powder out, so I'm just going to tap that back in. Because this is expensive powder. This is expensive powder. As I drop it everywhere. And it just got all over me. Wonderful. I actually do like these Fenty Beauty containers. I feel like they're really big. And I read online there was a girl who actually took one of these containers, used up all the powder, and put, was it marijuana? I think it was marijuana or something in there. And Rihanna had commented on it, and I thought that was so genius. I don't smoke weed, I don't do any of that stuff, but I just thought it was genius that she could just stick it in and just carry it around. I don't know what I'm going to do with all my empty containers. I don't know yet. I'll do something with it. Okay, so I'm not going to let this sit too long because it's already caking up on me. So I'm taking a big fluffy brush, or a medium-sized fluffy brush, and I'm blushing it all the way. Brushing it all the way. And all that did was set my face. I mean, it looks pretty. But see, as I was mentioning, it did crease under my eyes a little bit. See? Natural. Okay, so just as backup, I'm going to use this powder instead. This is the Lancome Long Time No Shine Translucent Powder. This doesn't really have a color to it, but it definitely has something in it. Just like it's not even like a sheen, like it's hard to explain, but this is a very nice powder. And it comes with a little powder puff. Isn't it cool? I think that's so cool. Okay, anyway, I'm kind of use this. And I'm using that powder puff and putting extra powder because, as I said earlier in the video, and I've said 50 million times, when you use darker colors, there's going to be fallout. And I might even bake other parts of my face. Maybe a little extra. Okay. Ooh, powder got my nose. Ooh, powder got my nose. That's not fun. Okay. So now I have this, and I have this. It's all tight. Okay. Put these over to the side. Alright, I can actually put all my sponges away, and now that it's 20 minutes into the video, I can actually get started on the eyes, which is like the most fun part. Okay, so for primer, I'm actually not going to be using my Anastasia one. I'm going to be using this one. Excuse me. Powder got up my nose. Whew, it's bad. I'm going to be using this Maybelline Master Prime eyeshadow primer. Or long-lasting eyeshadow base. I used this a while ago and didn't really like it. And then I used it a couple days ago. And it worked out fine. So I want to see like what I'm working with here. I am actually going to bring out one of my sponges. I know. This is the other Morphe sponge. This is the big... This one. And this... I don't know how I feel. It's kind of like a mousse texture. I don't know if you can see. Oh, you might not be able to see it. It's like a mousse texture. It's weird. I'm putting that on my eyes. Yeah, it's just kind of like a weird silicone mousse texture. That's the only way I can describe it. I do have my Anastasia Beverly Hills one, and I'm hoping that for Black Friday they have sales at Ulta, so I can get more of it, because I have been using it often. I mostly use it when I do glam looks. I'm gonna take this part and blend this out. But for some reason, like, on some days I use it, and then some days I just use concealer. For today, I'm using this, because I actually, you know, it's like 50-50. I guess today this is gonna be a bad day. As I'm looking at this, I don't know if you can tell, it's super patchy. So I'm guessing this isn't a good day. So just... Oh boy. Alright, so what I'm going to do is use my Fenty concealer. This is in the shade 100. I'm going to use this as my eyeshadow primer because I have not set my eyelids with powder, so I can use cream or concealer or whatever over top. Recently, I have learned that this concealer does not look good under my eyes unless it's over top of another concealer. Learned that the hard way too. Okay. Now, I'm just going to blend this out. It's a very pretty concealer. It just, for some reason, does not look good on me. And it did kind of mix with other colors on the sponge, but that's okay because we're going to go in with dark color anyway. Okay, now that that's settled, so one of the first colors, actually the second color I mentioned, was a burnt orange. I'm going to put that into my crease, and the perfect burnt orange I can find, like the most perfect one I've ever been able to find, that's not in the James Charles palette, is this one. This is the BH Cosmetics Sylvia Ghani palette, and it is the shade Ginger, which is this one. It was either Ginger or October, but I really feel like Ginger is more of like the orange. I feel like the October is a little bit too reddish brown for this. What brush do I want to use? I'll use this one. This is the Chic Pro Crease Brush. These were new at Five Below when I went in, and they're nice brushes. They're very soft, synthetic bristles. They're nice. Okay, so I'm going in with Ginger. Just so people don't think I'm shady, I'm going to show you. And I'm going to put this into my crease. Woo! Yeah. Okay. I'm going to pat this into my crease, because I want to get the shape. So as soon as I get the shape right, we'll be okay. We'll be handy dandy. It's actually a really good way to map out your eye shape for the day if you want to do like a halo eye or anything. This is like one of the best ways to do it. Or the better ways. I'm not going to say it's the best, because, you know, not everything's the best. But I feel like this is going to be like a super fall kind of look. And so I wanted to do a halo eye, but then I feel like if I did a halo eye, I wouldn't be doing it justice, because, you know, it wouldn't look proper for this. I mean, if you're into halo eyes, go ahead. If you don't know what a halo eye is, it's basically where there's eyeshadow on their inner and outer lid, and then in the very center it's like a bright color. Yeah. And also with this, I want to try to keep it as matte as possible. I'm not really into shiny things. So I'm just going to pack on the color and blend it, blend it, blend it, blend it. And I do have my color switch. I did clean it. It's very dirty. Again, I wear a lot of makeup. Okay, I'm going to keep that brush out. And to blend my edges, because we need to blend out these edges. Actually, I'm going to hold on to that. Now I don't know what I want to do. Okay. For blending out my edges underneath the brow bone, I'm going to take the Shane Dawson Mini and Jeffree Star Mini Controversy palette. Look at that. Hello. I wasn't able to get the Controversy palette because it was sold out, but I did get the mini. I have used this. This is amazing. Go get it. It is little, but it is underestimated. It is beautiful. Anyway, that's just how I feel. I still want the Controversy palette, but, you know, it's okay. No big deal. So I'm going to be taking Cry on My Couch, which is like a neutral shade, beige skin tone shade, and I'm going to put that underneath my brow bone and blend that out. These are very pigmented, and something that I did notice with this, if you do go out and get it, something I noticed is this does have more fallout than his other palettes do. I did get more of his palettes. Like, I got his Alien palette, which I'm super stoked. I got his, I already have his Jawbreaker palette. I got that when that came out. I got his Morphe palette, which I will be using. Oh, yeah. Oh, I had a Morphe store open up near me. Woo! I'm stoked. Okay. Sorry. Right. I'm trying to remember all of the colors off the top of my head. I think I can remember them. I already used burnt orange. Okay. For the violet shade, I am going to be looking for a brush. Yeah, some of my brushes took some damage from Halloween. It's okay. It's alright. It's fine. I am going to be taking Controversy. Okay. Something I want to point out. Real quick. And I'm not trying to be shady. Or nothing. Here's Controversy. Here's Purple Punch. Why do they look the same? I mean, Purple Punch is a little darker, but still, like, why? I'm not throwing shade. I'm just curious onto why. Just throwing it out there. Okay, so I am going in with Controversy. It's the lighter purple. And if I have to deepen up the violet, then deepen it up. And I'm going to try to put this just directly into my crease and blending it up into the burnt orange. Hopefully this works. Hopefully. And I'm going to try as much as possible to keep it in the crease. That way it kind of has that intense purple, but it's not taking away from the orange. And it's already doing that. Well, I did try. Okay. I'm going to have to go back in with that burnt orange and kind of blend it. I mean, it doesn't look bad on camera, but in person it looks muddy. So, I am going to go back in. And fix this a little bit. There we go. See? That's pretty. Okay, so for the pomegranate shade, the closest thing that I can find to like a pomegranate kind of shade, this is the Morphe and Jeffree Star palette. This is the one he collabed with. I am going to be using the shade Calabasas. Put that down. This one. And I'm going to try as much as possible. As much as I can. I'm going to try to take it and kind of merge that purple a little more with the actual lid. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So I'm going to be using this Jeffree Star Morphe brush. This is part of the brush set. This is the JS12. It's very hard to see it with this baby pink. I normally don't like pink, but because it's Jeffree Star, just for Jeff. Okay, so I'm going to be taking Calabasas, and this is for a dramatic crease. I think this is his dramatic crease brush. So I'm putting it, I don't know if you can see, I'm putting it on the outer corner of my lid and blending it into the crease all the way through. And this primer, man, that Maybelline primer, totally messed up with this. Now I have to try and think what I'm going to do. I mean, this is really pretty, but it's supposed to be dark. That's the whole point behind it. I might have to go back in with colors and try and fix this a little bit. So basically I'm just nitpicking, like, if I feel like it needs more orange or more purple or violet or whatever you call it. Is there a difference between violet and purple? Someone tried to have an argument with me saying that there was a difference between violet and purple. I feel like it's the same color. It's the same color, right? I'm not going crazy. Am I going crazy? I mean, I shouldn't. It shouldn't be, right? It's not. Alright, I'm going back in with that skin tone shade and blending that out a little more because I don't want it quite as sharp. I know Scorpios are known for being very bold. I mean, this is already bold enough, you know. Okay. Let's see what I got for the lid. I have two options. This is from the BH palette. I have either Self-Love or Wild Child. And I'm kind of feeling both. Don't know which. I might use Wild Child just because it's different. Because I feel like with the pomegranate Self-Love kind of thing, it would blend in too much with the actual eyeshadow. And I kind of want that to stand out. So I'll just go with Wild Child. It's no matter to me. So I'm going in with Wild Child from that palette. And it does have pomegranate flecks in it. So it's kind of like, oh, it's got a little shift. Okay, I'll do with that. I'm taking my 6+. This is the cucumber one. Not a big fan of cucumber, but it was on sale. So buy one, get one. Oh. So I'm putting this all over my lid. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty, 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 pretty. But now I feel like that blends in. What do I do? I might go in with a lighter color. We'll have to see what I have. I mean, this is really pretty. To be fair, it's really pretty. Oh! Of course. When things are going good. Okay. Well, it's there. Oh, well. Oh, man, that was mean. I am going over top. I know I just sprayed it and made it really pretty. But I want a little extra pizzazz on top. So I want to make sure that there's enough. Yeah, there we go. I did have a color in here. Okay, so I have this so far. I'm going to take, this is the Jawbreaker mini palette. I'm going to be taking Bite Me, which is this dark purple down here. I'm going to see if I can just put it right in this outer corner part. And with these, you don't need setting spray, which is what I like about Jeffree Star's, his shimmers, is that you don't need setting spray and it's already intense. I mean, if you really want to go really intense, then you could do that, but oh, look at that. That just made things so much better. Anything Jeffree Star makes me feel happy. Look at that. That made my day. Right there. Boom. Done. Tutorial done. Mic drop. I'm kidding. I'm very hyper. I just woke up from a nap. I haven't had sleep, like really good sleep, in a long time. I'm just I'm ready to go. Anyway, so you could tell that really made a difference. As far as my eyeshadow, I know it's coming across really weird on camera, but it did. I swear, it did. I am going back in with the Calabasas shade, and just a little bit on the edge. I am going to take like the tiniest bit. This is tiny, and I'm going to take that purple, that shimmery purple we just put on, and blend just the edge of that. And what that's going to do is bring in the purple. So it's not like such a harsh fade. It will make it look like it's like one piece. If that makes sense. Ooh, I can't. It's so pretty. And I'm probably going to get ready in a moment. I just put my whole hand in that palette. I'm a mess today. Wowee. Okay, for this, I have to switch brushes. Because I am going to be using black. Just like the tiniest. Like this teeny tiny of black. I'm going in with the BH Cosmetics black because it is a more buildable black. It's not like I'm taking Unapologetic, which is just straight up pretty black. I'm going to take that and just tap that off. You can see like just the littlest bit, and I'm going to, where that dark purple is, I'm going to take that just by my lash line and just blend that a little bit right by the lash line. Only where the dark purple is. Yes, it is really on my lid. It just doesn't look like it, but it's blending in with the purple so well. And just for giggles, I might even just take it to the where we put Calabasas and darken that just. And maybe up into the crease just a little. When you work with blacks and white, or especially blacks and dark colors, if you use too much, it's very hard to blend. Blues and blacks and purples are very hard to blend together, so, or without them being muddied. So it's just take your time with it. Trust me. It'll get there. It just takes a little bit. Let's see what else I got. I have so much stuff on my makeup table. I don't have a shimmery purple. What I want to do is kind of fix that a little bit. But I don't have the purple to do it with. I might just leave my eyes like this. I mean, it looks pretty, right? Yeah. I could deal with that. It's not like I'm going to be wearing this all day. By the way, this palette is really good, especially if you're on a budget. And speaking of budgets, after I put all my palettes away, if you don't have any of these palettes, whether you can't afford it or you just don't have them, I do have an alternative, and I just found this out before I began recording. For this tutorial, I mean literally, if you just want to do, if you still want to use the same colors, that's fine. But my recommendation for this tutorial, if you don't have the exact thing, it's fine. But this palette from Wet n Wild, it's called In the Smoke. This was around Halloween. This, oh, it's not coming up on camera. It's got the black, it's got the purple that's kind of glittery. It's got the burnt orange, it's got like this reddish brown, which is kind of like pomegranate. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. But this you can use for this look. It's very pretty. If you feel like you need to, it's okay. But other than that, I mean, the palettes I used are pretty cheap. I think the most expensive one that I did use was the Morphe Jeffree Star palette, and that was $35, which, you know, seems like a lot, but it's really not. It's just how everything is, I guess. Okay. Anyway, before this sets, I want to wipe away all this fallout, so I'm taking a fluffy brush and wiping that away real quick. And I'm taking a bigger, fluffier brush. This is my round one. Looks like a nose. See? Doesn't it look like a clown nose? Am I the only one? Anyway, I'm wiping this fallout away and wiping off all this excess powder. And I'm not going to be putting anything under my eyes. I'm kind of going to be letting it just flare out. Normally, if my dark circles are really bad, I kind of put stuff underneath, but it's bad anyway. And I'm just curling my eyelashes real quick to put on mascara. The mascara I'm using is this Marc Jacobs one. I forgot the name of it. Got it at Sephora. It was 28 or 26. I think it was 28. 22. It was something like that. Whenever you go from drugstore to like Sephora or Ulta, it's pretty easy to figure out what the prices are because they're mostly even numbers. They're like for foundations, it's either 26, 28, 39, or 40. And I really do like this mascara. The only gripe I have with it is that it does flake a little bit. And, it does flake a little bit. I mean, not like it's a big deal to me, but as pretty as this mascara is, I don't really want it to flake. It takes away from everything. You know? If you have hazel eyes, this eye look really brings out the green in your eyes. Anything with purples. Anyway, I have to put this back in the palette. I always keep these because my palettes do get dirty because I do wear a lot of makeup. And I do use a lot of eyeshadows. I do have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. So it just gets messy. I do try to use at least 2 eyeshadow palettes every time I put on makeup because I do have like 14 eyeshadow palettes. Actually, I have more. No, it's 15. So I have about 15. And I'm planning on getting more. I know I'm insane, but I can't help it. Makeup. It's great. Anyway, I'm going on a rant. I haven't recorded a video in a very long time, so it's just like... And life's been pretty hectic, so it's like getting it all out. So next I'm going to do my brows. This is the Total Temptation Brow Definer from Maybelline. I am in the shade 315 Deep Brown. By the way, my eyebrows are mostly gone. It doesn't look like it, but it is. For one of my Halloween looks, it's a smiley mask that I did. A lot of people at work thought it looked like Momo. It was supposed to be from Smiley, but I can see where it could have been Momo. The actual mask, I took masking tape, I took I took masking tape, I took liquid latex, I took tissues, and I basically built that mask on my face. Well, and this is also where my sideburns got shaved. I got home after Halloween and everyone got pictures and everyone was like, oh my god, I look amazing. I went to take it off and the liquid latex got all up in my sideburns, got all up around my hairline, so it looks a little funky. Got on my brows. I mean, I covered everything and I tried everything to take it off. Everything. Nothing was working, and so I finally gave up. And I was like, this isn't coming off. I'll just shave it off. And so I shaved them off, and then I actually kind of like how they're shaved. So I think I'm going to leave them shaved. Right now I'm blending in my brow colors, or my brow things with the spoolie. I do like this. I don't know if I mentioned it. I have a love-hate relationship with this spoolie. So, that's just my family talking. They talk very loud. Don't worry about them. Okay. So, for blush and for bronzer, I kind of want to keep it light. I mean, this obviously isn't light. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use both my Hoola bronzers. So I'm using my Hoola bronzer and I'm using my Hoola light. The only difference is that I'm using a more concentrated brush for the darker shade. And then for my Hoola light, I don't know what this smells like. This smells like something. It smells so good. If you know, comment. Oh, it smells so good. Anyway, so I'm taking my bronzer brush. This is the It Cosmetics brushes for Ulta. This is the blush brush. It's the proper number 227 Flawless Blush. I don't use it for blush, clearly. I use this more for bronzer. So I'm just gonna cut out my cheekbones and everything and go around my face. But I just really like this brush for bronzer. It just blends everything. It's a bigger brush, but I like it a lot. I don't know, something about it. It's super soft. Maybe it's a soft. Okay. Something I learned about bronzing, and I learned this from a drag queen. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head right now. But she mentions that whenever you do bronzer, you know, go from the top of your ear and go down like this, because that's where your cheekbones are normally, which, you know, when I do bronzer sometimes I mess it up. So that's actually a really good tip, and I thought that I would pass that along because it actually is super smart. Okay. So for my darker, for the regular bronzer, I'm going to be using my Wet n Wild contour brush. This is what I used to use a long time ago for bronzer, and then I found this brush, and it works a lot better. So I want to use this for contour, and so you can see. And I'm just going on the very edges of my face. Uh-oh. I got that on the wrong side of my face. I didn't want it on the highlight side. And this does look really muddy on me. And even just for giggles, I might contour my nose with this. Yeah, no, I don't look good with a contoured nose. That's not happening. I'm actually going to go in with my lighter shade. And I'm going to take my contour brush. Take just the tiniest bit. And blend that a little more. There we go. That's better. Kind of. Sort of. Don't worry. If it's all messed up here, it doesn't matter because blush is going to fix everything. For my blush, I want to try to keep that light. Or lighter, I should say. So, I'm going in with my Wet n Wild Keep It Peachy blush. This is really pretty. This is a pretty blush. And it kind of ties in, whenever you do like bold eye looks, I always feel like peaches always just bring everything better. Or make everything just more cohesive, I guess you could say. And also it's really pretty. So I'm going to take this, pack it on my face. And I may even add another peach. Actually, yeah. I'm going to add another peach blush. This is the Maxi blush from Rimmel. This is in Sweet Cheeks. This is my all-time favorite blush for peach. Oh. This is just gorgeous. Woohoo! Forgot how pigmented that was. It looks so pretty on so many skin tones. I mean, it looks light in the pan, but I feel like darker skin tones can use this too. Or people who have darker skin tones. Because it's just so pretty. It's like a muted peach, but it's still pretty. Okay. I love applying blush. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so one of the last things is highlighter. So for this look, I am using a loose highlighter. This is the Wet n Wild loose highlighter in I'm So Lit. Because people are so lit. But before I do that, I am going to set my face and make it kind of tacky so this sticks to everything better. Ooh, that's a lot. And that's a lot more than what I wanted. But anyway, for setting spray, I am using the Morphe and Jeffree Star Starberry Mist. This smells so good. Oh, it smells so good. And you don't have to shake it or anything. Yeah, okay. Open my mouth on that one. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like weed, though, which I don't like, but... Okay, so now I'm taking my Morphe M451, and I'm going to take some of this loose highlighter and put it on my face. Woo-hoo! This is more of a glittery highlighter. It's okay. But, you know, when you want that really super gorgeous glow, I feel like this ain't it. I mean, it's pretty and all, you know. I don't mind it, but, you know. I'm just more of a metallic sheen, like, chrome kind of person. And this does leave a little bit of a cast for me, but I will fix that in just a minute. Actually, I am going to take some on my finger and put it in my inner corner just to highlight it a little bit. There, that's prettier. And I feel like this needs a little something else. What does this need? What highlighter do I want to use? Oh, I know what I can use. Yeah, this would be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Ulta Beauty Illuminator Sheer Radiant Finish. This is in Brilliant Diamond. Now it's white, but it has like a little sheen to it, like a purpley blue kind of sheen. And this highlighter just ain't doing it for me. So I feel like with the purples in this eye look and the pomegranate, this will look really pretty. And it's not going to be so much that it takes away from the highlighter underneath. I just feel like this gives it a more metallic finish. Actually, even better. I'm going to spray my highlighter brush. Oh, that's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. Is this wet? Yes. Okay. Oh, that just made this so much better. I'm so happy. When you apply this much makeup, it really helps. And I mean, it's not too much. It's just enough. Okay, well that's not enough for me. I need more highlighter. So I'm taking my Lunar Beauty highlighter, and this is in the shade Mercury. And I need more of a goldish tint to it. I feel like the blues aren't doing it, so I'm going to take the gold and do this. Very light highlighter. I have glitter all up in my hair, but I don't care. There we go. That's a little better. I mean, do I want to go more intense? Nah. This should be fine. Okay. I'm going to set this one more time. It smells kind of like strawberry, but like a little bit of weed with it. I don't know. Ugh. I don't know how I feel. Okay. So for my lips, I'm going to be putting on black lipstick. It's just a thing. This is the Wet n Wild Eerie Onyx lipstick. This came out on Halloween. I don't know if they still have it as a permanent part of their line or not. But yeah, this is gonna be good. This is a very pigmented black. I got a piece of hair in it. This is a very pigmented black, so be very careful. That looks so cool. That looks good. And then this is the finished look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and head on to natural light. Okay, so here we are in natural light. My hair is a mess. Ooh, the light. The sun is right in my eyes. But this is the finished look. It actually turned out a lot better than what I thought it was. But yeah. And the highlight. I'm so happy. And it brings out my eyes. Because, you know, I forgot the little camera things here. Okay, and now you get a view of my room. And all my little creatures in the back that I've made. All my little makeup family. My new little creature. My new sculptures. I have new sculptures coming out. So it should be good. Makeup table, you know. Okay, so I'm not quite sure when my next tutorial will be. I'm hoping that it's gonna be more creative stuff. I have some ideas on the board, but gotta get my hand out the frame. Hopefully I didn't get that on my teeth. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like it, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and give it a thumbs up. You know, maybe leave a comment so I know that you're actually watching. I know my last video didn't do so well, so I'm hoping this one does a little bit better. And I will see you guys next time.